Yeah.
So that's all good.
No,
Hey,
just got my
everybody.
notification.
Yes. It's the Dave Nesdall Hour, brought to you by
Ben Coombs.
Brought to you by Ray-Ban Glass.
Yes. Yeah. Uh-oh. Somebody has their volume up.
Nope.
I saw that. I saw you, Dave.
You saw me?
Before we started, I saw you. And you were like doing this.
Yeah.
And your eyes are getting bigger and bigger.
Oh, wow. What is going on?
You saw me? Before we started, I saw you. And you were like doing this. Yeah. And your eyes are getting bigger and bigger.
Oh, wow. What is going on?
Wow. We're in rerun already.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben, do you have the volume coming through your speakers as well as the headphones?
I shouldn't. No, I got my earbuds in.
I think there's a video somewhere.
I just have my phone in the room.
Volume coming through your speakers as well as the headphones?
I shouldn't. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine is off, so it's not me.
I don't think it's me. No, it's not. I got headphones too.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine is off, so it's not me.
This is going to drive me nuts, man.
All right, well, let's figure it out. Let me see. Can you guys unmute yourself if I mute you?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I'll mute myself.
All right, there's one guy. There's another guy. Everybody's muted. I think we're good. Wait, that means it's one of you then. I don't know who it is. Dave, come here, Dave.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Not me.
It's not you. Jay.
I will now do myself again.
Oh, okay. Now it's Jay's turn.
Okay. I'm on now.
There you are.
Okay.
It is you.
I'm going to mute myself again.
It's you. It's you. It was him. I heard it. Once he came on, I heard it. Yeah. It's Telecaster Tuesday. It's also Echo Tuesday.
Yeah, and I got the echo on.
Man. What is that? Is that
it's my Eventide H9.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Yes.
That's one of those fancy schmancy pedals.
Yeah.
Always consulting with Manuel on how it works. But Manuel knows all.
Cool. So what? It's 5:08 p.m. It's February. Oh, here comes the coughing. Man,
delay, cough, whatever.
February 13th. Apparently tomorrow's Valentine's Day, if anybody cares. No big deal around here, so I didn't even know. Jay says it's not him. Okay, Jay, unmute yourself. It's behind door number 7 or 8.
It's Jay. It's always Jay. I've seen enough of these. It's always Jay. Sorry, Jay, but it's always Jay.
Hey, by the way, Ruben Customs just got an EVH Wolfgang special.
Awesome.
And welcome. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen you on here. So, Ruben, awesome job, and thanks for joining.
I think Ruben's been here.
Really?
I think
maybe it's me that hasn't been here.
Yeah. I haven't seen you. Michael Smith. Hey, man.
Hey,
yeah,
Michael.
so this is Tuesday. We're doing Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays. Although I was thinking about it, and we could still do Mondays and Wednesdays. Just do them earlier.
Allow your European viewers to get into the chat and different parts of the world, exposure. Nesdall worldwide. I love it.
It was me.
No kidding.
Can I explain myself?
You can.
Yeah.
You can
okay,
try.
so I was telling Ben before we went live tonight that usually, I'm always looking down at my laptop to my left to see the chat. So I wanted to try it tonight where I load up the video and the chat room on the same screen. So I just have to kind of look over. So yeah, I have YouTube on the left-hand side with just the chat box. I minimized it, but then I switched to it, slid the screen in, and there's the video playing full blast. So yeah, I apologize for ruining the first 5 minutes of the show.
Oh no, it wasn't you.
Oh, it was me.
I mean, for the ruining,
Anyway.
no. Uh-oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
I think it's back.
Oh no.
really?
It's technical difficulties Tuesday, everyone.
No, I don't think it is. No, I think you were hearing my guitar. I had my guitar on.
It sounded like me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. If you want to blame you, then great.
So Dave's got a talk box going. You're miming Johnny on the guitar. That's awesome.
Yeah.
A64 T-Bird just asked something. Hang on 1 second. Hey guys, what guitar cables did EVH use? Wasn't he on wireless? Doesn't that suck tone? Dave, please answer.
There you go, Dave.
I'll ask him next time I talk to him. He was on a cable, I think, in 98 through 2004. I don't know what cable he was using. It was probably his own brand. I believe he was using something either made for him. I know it was like 50 feet long.
Likely custom made.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think it was custom made for him. I'm not sure what it was.
It had like those little like jump rope things.
Yeah, it looked like it was black and yellow. Like it had yellow tape on it or yellow something. But
I think I've got a really good picture of it, actually.
That'd be cool. And while you're looking for that, I'll answer Scotty P's question. Dave, I'm going to try to paint my first 5150, but in Telecaster form. My question to you, I lost it. Damn it. My question, question, do you pull the striping tape off after the paint dries?
Does Dave pull it?
Tacky. No, you should wait till the paint dries before you pull it off. Because if it's tacky, it could rip. The paint can actually rip on the tape.
I agree.
Quentin James asks me, Jay, do you know Tony from DR Strings? He was my inside sales guy. No, I know Butch Jones from DR. That's my guy. We go back a long ways. We used to play hockey together. Good dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hockey,
I met him. I met Butch.
Yep.
Very cool dude. Very cool dude. This isn't the picture I was talking about, but here's a picture.
Yeah, it looks like it has shrink wrap on it. All that yellow
Right
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not the picture I was talking about, but that's one I just happened to find.
That's what I remember seeing in 04 when I saw him.
Yeah, he used the same cable in 98. Or what I think is the same cable because it looked the same. So, I mean, it could have been different, but...
Mm-hmm.
Different, but the same.
The same, yeah, the same thing, but different.
And cables, they do take away from the tone, but I'm sure whatever he's using is probably the best of the best.
Military grade cables.
Yeah.
Yeah. They call it Colonel Cable.
Stuff's not cheap.
Man.
I have a few military grade cables. I used to work. We actually have a military base in town here, and I used to work for them. And I used to teach the privates how to solder. So if they did a really good job soldering on a 1 foot cable, then I'd give them a 25-foot cable and have them solder it up to military spec. And I have a few nice patch cables as a result. Not going to lie.
Wow. Soldering cables to your privates is horrible.
Almost had orange juice come out my nose there. Thanks, Dave. I
Orange juice and what?
Non-orange juice.
What's up, Brent?
Yeah. So wait, we did. We didn't even. Oh, wait a minute. So it's Jay Hannon. I don't think we even. Jay Hannon's here. David Nesdall's
everybody.
here. And who's the guy drinking the orange juice?
That would be Mr. Ben Coombs. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Greetings from the Great White North.
Hey.
Take off.
Yeah.
Don't be a hoser. Nice.
Whoa.
Oh, so.
Almost. All right. If you guys want me to find that other picture, I will, but
No, I don't think you need to.
Like
And by the way, Johnny Beane.
Thank you.
Who?
My goodness, what was that?
What the heck?
I used to do that too, but although
I know.
I did, it's a vape pen. I used to do like one of the first ones.
Right.
The blue thing? Blue cigarette or something, was it?
It was before that. It actually looked like a real cigarette.
Yep.
And you'd get it from 7-Eleven.
I still sell some of those. That's my day job. I sell these for a living. I run a vape store and help people get off cigarettes. As a result, wow. I'm thoroughly addicted to this, of course.
Yeah,
but the way I see it, I didn't so much quit smoking as I evolved. Like if you think of smoking cigarettes as driving a horse and buggy, I decided to start driving automobiles. That's my analogy.
Cool.
Yeah. And it's way less harmful than smoking cigarettes. And I did that for 25 years. And thank goodness I haven't done it in 4. So they work if you want them to work, obviously. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was doing both. You know, yes. I would smoke outside and do that inside.
Sure.
You know, and then eventually I stopped smoking altogether. I stopped vaping. The one that I was using was like some 7-Eleven one where it has a what do you call it? You plug it into it has a USB. You charge it.
Yep. This has dual lithium-ion batteries that charge it through USB.
Whoa. I think I'm high. What?
I said you got it from 7-Eleven. Did it come free with a Slurpee?
No.
Why not? It'd be a great marketing campaign.
I had to quit those too, man. Slurpees. But no, my problem though is I got hooked on the gum. I got hooked on the it was like generic Nicorette, like the CVS version of it was like fruit punch, the
non-union equivalent,
fruit punch flavored nicotine gum. Stuff's amazing. Okay, and I was chewing that stuff like you wouldn't believe. Like
I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah, but I eventually quit that. So I think altogether, I think I quit smoking. Well, this time around, probably about 6 years ago.
Nice.
And then I quit the gum. It's been since about the same, about 6 years.
More Guitars has a question. He says, I had a question for Dave during the week. This week, I can't believe I remembered it. Dave, in Me Wise Magic, is Eddie using a Steinberger with trans trem on that? Love that song. It's definitely a trans trem. I'm not sure what guitar it is. It could be either a Wolfgang or that Les Paul that he has with the trans trem. I think somehow I think I remember it being the Les Paul, but I could be wrong. Johnny, do you know more on that? Do you think
Caleb says that Caleb answers said Me Wise Magic was recorded on his Les Paul. There you go.
Yeah, that's what we think, and I've got a picture of that somewhere. But
a Les Paul with the trans trem.
Yeah,
awesome.
Scott J wants to know what.
I learned so much on this show.
Yeah, me too. What brand of guitar stand is your Wolfgang on behind you? That thing? I have no idea. It's a piece of crap, and it's
looks like an on stage. I think it's on stage.
It probably isn't on stage. I put tape over the label, but yeah, it's a piece of crap. That's what brand it is. Piece of crap. if you move it too much, the legs start doing weird things. It's
I
it's
have
good
one of
in that
those right
spot,
next to
and
me,
that's it.
Jay. I can relate. Yeah, I think I paid $4 for this one at a discount store, and it was worth every penny. That's for sure.
It does its job, right?
You can't even walk by it because it'll fall over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've used those.
I mean, that thing is cool. It's what brand again, Dave? You told me to get
Is that the
Hercules or something?
Oh yes, Hercules. Yeah,
Hercules. And also, Dave told me to get the wall hangers, the Hercules ones. Awesome. They're awesome. I got 2 of them. Really, really good.
Very cool.
Nice.
Who's farting through their amp?
Not me. My amp's not plugged in.
Quentin James says Jay loses his onstage endorsement in 3, 2, 1. You know what? I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even care.
Yeah, you don't want to lose that onstage endorsement.
Yeah, might save me a couple bucks.
On stage, available near you at quality retailers. Yeah, I just pulled that right out.
But I have a bunch of like a lot of my mic stands are on stage mic stands.
Hey, Jim Nicholas, right? Says, hey now. Hey Dave, what humbucker do you recommend for a poplar Sandema style body? Seymour JB or 59? Where's the rum, Jay?
Where's the I've had rum 4 out of the last 5 nights, and I can't.
It's Rumless Tuesdays.
I'm out. Can't do it again.
As far as pickup, I would probably say for a poplar body, a JB. JB really sounds great, or a 59. Those two sound great in a poplar body. I wouldn't go. I probably wouldn't go with anything hotter than that because it ends up being a little muddy sounding.
I'd agree. For whatever it's worth, I'd agree. Yeah.
Myself,
Everyone's asking any.
I love the 59, man. I'll throw that.
The 59 sounds great. That's really a great pickup.
Wait, what is your 5150, Johnny?
You mean one of these guys? That's a Duncan 59 right there.
Wow, look at that.
Just waiting to put in something. I haven't decided which yet.
Oh,
I've been on a telekick lately, so that's why it's sitting there.
Please tell me these aren't your new glasses over here.
No, they're not.
Thank you.
It's funny. Any kind of technical questions now, it's like they're directed right at Dave. Dave, does it hurt your guitar neck when you hang your guitars instead of on stands?
I don't have a problem with it.
No.
Well, I mean, most like Guitar Center, they have all those guitars on the walls.
I was just thinking that if guitar shops would hang guitars on walls, like if they hurt guitars, they wouldn't do it because they would just end up with more repair work as a result or whatever.
Like even the ones that they have, even the ones they've locked in the cases in the platinum room, the guitars that are like, thousands and thousands.
Yeah, they put the expensive ones higher on the ceiling so you can't reach them, and it gets hotter up there. So I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah,
if your guitar weighed 50 pounds or something, that would be a different story because all that stress would be on number one, the headstock and the joint. But it's fine.
I think so.
Who's texted me?
Not me.
Getting like a million texts here. Hey, Johnny, watching the show. Thought I'd share some pictures of my Fender Custom Shop 1960 Heavy Relic.
Ooh.
White Lightning that I just did. Just did the EVH treatment on. Oh, that's cool. Scotty P. That's who this is. Oh, nice. I'll show you guys some of these. Hopefully my phone doesn't die. I'm at like 7%.
Plug it in.
It's gonna die.
Johnny, Eddie used a Sustainiac pickup on MeWise Magic. Says Clayton James Hicks. You can hear him use it at the end, especially.
Awesome.
Yeah, the end outro. Yep, it kicks on. You could hear it. More guitars. Yep. I listened to that song. Was it yesterday or the day before? It was Sunday. Sunday. Raceway Park.
There's Scotty P's guitars right there. Looks like
Nice.
He's got the Kramer 5150. Is that the Stripe series? And then a red, black, and white Stripe series, and then that's the Strat he was talking about.
Nice.
Oh, I like that Strat.
Right there.
I like that. That
Yeah.
looks cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sent me a bunch of pictures. Hopefully my phone stays on. Oh, here's the back. Let's see. Right there. Oh, I think Adam would approve of this, man. Look at that.
Ooh.
That is
Yeah,
cool.
That's cool.
He's got the big block, and then he's got the tension, what do you call it? Noiseless.
The trem stopper.
Springs. Oh yeah, that too.
Jeremy Carter says, "Hey guys, out of all the new colors of the new Wolfgang guitars, which colors are your favorites?" We've touched on this.
Here's the front. Right there. Nice, man.
I like that guitar.
That is nice.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
That's definitely a guitar I would use.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Hef.
Caleb likes the Candy Apple Red Special. I think that's the general consensus with us as well, man. The Candy Apple Red Metallic with the chrome hardware is just killer.
Yeah, that one's really cool. I really like the Ivory Special. I like that one a lot.
I just wish it had black trim instead, or black. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Binding.
Mm-hmm. That's a cool question.
What's the question?
Hey, does anyone here know where the album cover from Live Right Here, Right Now came from?
Oh, I used to know that.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
I don't wear headphones on these things, man.
I'm so sorry. I was opening up my candy.
What? You got candy?
Yes, you want to see?
Wow. Yes.
You're louder than Davis.
It's not completely open yet, but there's that part.
Oh, thumbnail.
And that's a real diamond on there. or as Ricky from Trailer Park Boys calls it, what does he call it? Cubic Zarcarbian or something? Cubic Zarcarbian.
Oh, Jeannie says. Hey, wait a minute. How many thumbnails are we gonna have? Man?
I'm good for a thumbnail each night.
Man, it's like it wasn't.
Hello, Desiree.
Hello.
Hello.
I'd like to say hello to
Does anybody know
Desiree.
about-
Ben says hello.
Hi, Ben.
So does anybody know about the album cover?
Listen to this, guys. Come in. She doesn't really do it. Whenever someone says come in, she howls. Howls. That's basically the only thing she howls at.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's great.
Let's see. Okay, so as far as that album cover,
Yeah,
I'm sure Wikipedia can tell you right away, but
I'm looking at that right now. But I don't know.
Oh man. So while we're waiting for that, Ben, why don't you show us that beautiful guitar you got in your hands?
Sure. Oh, this was a gift about 2 weeks before Christmas. I'll keep talking here. So it's a 1971 Telecaster, rosewood fretboard, as you can see. Oh, look at that! Johnny's presenting me. I love the back of this neck.
Yeah, that's pretty killer.
Yeah.
A lot of birds on that.
I know. I have no idea what the wood would be on either of my tellies because, it's so hard to find information from CBS era. They say ash or alder. Sure. But I have no way. It's got some road rec. It's got a ton of checking. Absolute ton of checking. And somebody obviously spilled a beer on it back in the day because I had to pry off the pick guard a couple of weeks ago to get the neck pickup working. And I found a lot of dry beer under the pick guard. But the story behind it was my dad gave me his 1967 Telecaster, which I also have right behind me, because he doesn't play anymore. And my cousin fell in love with Telecasters playing my dad's in the late 70s. I'm just going to grab it here. There, come with me. And he was asking me, what are you doing with that Telecaster? And I told him, well, I gigged with it for about 6 months, but I wanted to retire it because of sentimental value in case, heaven forbid this thing ever got stolen. And I told him how I was playing a Mexican telly as a result. And he went, send me your address. And I went, okay. Why? And he says, look, your parents were great. I lived with you guys for a while in the late 70s. You're probably too young to remember. I fell in love with Telecasters as a result. He was buying up these guitars in the early 80s when you could pick them up for $200 or $300. And so he sent me a 71 telly. And the only deal was I have to gig with it and keep it until I'm old. I was like, done and done. Which brings me to this one. 1967 Telecaster. I know you, Dave, you're going to love this fretboard. Can you tell my dad was a rhythm player?
I can tell he played all over the fretboard, but mostly rhythm, yes.
Yep. And then he used to strum right at the top of the fretboard. It's aged so well. And the back of the neck, there's hardly any finish left on it, especially when you get down towards the end. And it plays as cool as it looks. You know what I mean? Sure.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something about your guitar that you may or may not know.
Sure, please.
Out of all the years that Telecasters were made, 1967 was the year they made the least amount of them.
Really? Okay.
So you have yourself a very, very cool guitar. I mean, for a lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But to have a 67 Telecaster,
right?
It's pretty special because they didn't make they made quite a few,
sure, but less than
a lot less than the rest than
same as I was told. The rosewood fretboard, even on the 71, was quite rare because it was a more expensive upgrade to have a rosewood fretboard. So maybe only 10% of the guitars that were made in that year, give or take, would have been rosewood fretboards. I don't know about that, but so yeah, my dad actually paid $300 for this thing brand new in 1968. 300 Canadian.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And he loves to rub it in my buddies' faces because, of course, we all drool over this guitar. And he'll see my best friend Rich. We're in a band together, and he'll come out to a gig, and he's like, "So I hear you like my $300 guitar." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." So yeah,
who doesn't?
Yeah. How can you not? And that's what I learned my first chords on. Believe it or not, was this guitar plugged into a Silverface Vibrolux, and I hated the sound. Believe it or not. Because it didn't sound like AC/DC. It was the cleanest sound known to man. And I didn't like it because I was 14 years old and loved AC/DC.
Yeah, of course.
You know, till I got a distortion pedal and I went, oh, that's what, okay, I get it. But yeah, definitely. And my dad still makes fun of me because, you know, playing a lot of bar rock, you know, you're not making much money playing cover tunes in local bars. And I came home one night and he's like, "So how'd you do?" And I was like, "Well, it was an out of town gig. You know, I think my take home after some food and a couple of drinks was like $40. And he starts laughing. He's like, "Yeah, you're not going to make any money doing that music. And you're the poorest bastard I know that has $20,000 worth of Telecasters you can't sell." Love my old man.
You know what? You're playing music.
Exactly.
Well, that's it. That's the thing right there, because it's not a craft where you could make a ton of money. You have to do it because you love doing it.
Exactly.
Because there are a ton of other things you can do to make money.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Sure.
So you can't be doing music to make money.
No.
Because you want to make money doing it.
No, we try to break even and have enough money to buy upgrades.
Even artists these days.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Can't make money at it. You know, I mean, we're all artists, but I mean, like, even, you know, the big artists, there's no way.
I think that makes it worse when you do that. It's like super.
I tried. Yeah, I thought the mic was on here, so I thought I'll try to make it less noticeable. Yes, Joe Wentz was making fun of me on that. I was on Sinner show last week, and between myself and Adam on the show, we both vape, and he's like, sound like a bunch of aircraft taking off throughout the show.
Yep.
It's so funny.
So yeah, those are my Telecasters, guys. If anybody has any questions or anything, I consider myself a very fortunate man.
And is that a Gibson double neck?
That is a Chibson double neck.
Oh, okay.
I
have a Gibson double chin.
I paid $50 for it.
Oh, you can't beat that.
But the crazy thing is, you can't quite see it, but the metal was so cheap they used in it that the tailpiece on the 12 string is now bent from the string tension.
Wow.
Yeah, so I figure I'll
put some eights on that.
If I throw a new
put
hardware,
put an 8 on the high E.
It's still a decent little deal.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and it's a conversation. I hate carrying it. It's 18.5 pounds. So, but yeah, it's there.
Cool. What else you got?
Well, I got a guitar today on the other end of the spectrum.
Let's see.
While he's grabbing that, real quick, I missed something before. R2R3 Locking Nut says, I just lost it again. He said, Schecter is now putting, here it is. 2008 Schecter guitars have upgraded Floyds and stainless steel frets. Wow, there you go. So they're trying to up their game a little bit, I guess. All right, sorry, go ahead.
So I picked up a Korean-built BC Rich Mockingbird today. $150 at a pawn shop. Pretty sure it's plywood. Don't care. Always wanted a Mockingbird shaped guitar, and so
there you have it.
Yeah, you know, something to play with. And select pickups. Yeah, I don't know about that. It said it came with a case. The guy pulled out a gig
there
bag.
You go.
And I said, "That's not a case. That's a gig bag." And he says, "Well, that's the same thing." And I went, "No,
it's not.
No." So, yeah.
Got a pawn shop where they don't actually know what they're doing.
Yeah, imagine that. Eh?
That's the one I want to shop at.
Yeah.
And I was looking online, and they seem to be a couple $100 US. So I figured, $150 Canadian. Why not? So, not that I'm looking to make any money off it or anything, but who knows? What else do I got? I got my old Ibanez.
Oh, cool.
Now we're talking.
Take a look.
Yes, I've asked you questions about it, Dave, in the past. I know you get so many questions, so I don't expect you to remember.
He loves it.
I actually do. I appreciate when people ask me questions, even though a lot of times I have a puss on my face. I really do appreciate when people ask me questions.
What?
And I did say puss on.
I have a question. What do you?
You have a question?
No.
So this here is a very dusty and broken string and all Ibanez. And back in the good old day when they didn't put anything else on the headstock, so I had a real fun time figuring out what it is that I had. But apparently this is a 1989 EX350.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say it's an EX.
Yeah, of course. Well, you know all though, Dave. Of course. Well, I'm like, do you know what? Like, so I could find nothing about this on the internet. I remember I asked one night, and I was like, "What can you tell me about this?" And you're like, "Just blah 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 blah." I'm like, "Of course you can." I'm like, "Man, you are the oracle, sir."
Well, it's just because I've worked in music retail for about 20 years,
right?
And you see everything. You see everything. You learn so much.
Yep. I think I still have the little brochure / hang tag for it, and still have the Allen keys, but it really needs, the pots are super dirty, and of course all the screw heads have corroded over time, and pots are scratchy. But because of you guys,
that action is that of a violin. I see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Get the bow out. Get the bow out.
Well, one broken string probably doesn't help either, even though it is the high E. And yes, I used to string them backwards because it was always popping out of the bridge. So I just loosen it off, bring it down, clamp it back in. But then, yeah, I've been pretty much strictly Les Pauls and Tellies the last 20 years. And then I stumble across you fine gentlemen. And next thing you know, I'm like, maybe I'll dig out the old Ibanez. And now I'm looking at new Ibanezes and Charvels and Jacksons and EVH stuff. And although EVH stuff is so pricey and it takes so long to get in Canada for the most part, because I won't deal with the one major retailer. So let's just say our version of Guitar Center.
What's it called?
Should I say? Long and McQuaid. I know Steve Anderson's a fan of them, and maybe they have a good location near him. But
is it kind of like a chain across Canada where they're everywhere?
Yes.
Is that
how 50 stores across Canada, and not to be too preachy, but I'm affiliated slightly with a mom and pop store, which they have 3 locations. And the problem is Long and McQuaid also owns the distributorship for Canada that supplies all the music stores. Ooh. So they will jack up prices to the mom and pops.
Of course.
Basically, they will sell my buddy Ernie Ball strings for what they retail them for in the stores.
That's crap.
So he doesn't carry Ernie Ball anymore. So, yeah.
That's more guitar. Hey, Dave, he says, Dave can sniff the headstock and tell you the year and model like a fine wine. That's good.
I got a Stratocaster here if you guys are interested.
Of course.
That's pretty good.
All right.
I have one too.
Of course you do.
Dave, I never saw that.
You've never seen this guitar? It's my main guitar.
Yes.
I've never done that. Maybe I don't know.
I thought your main guitar had 2 humbuckers in it, Dave.
2 humbuckers and a sound coil, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think yours had a single, but then again, it could have been some older stuff, an older show I saw, or I don't know, maybe it was a different guitar. So yeah, I have a 1989 Fender Stratocaster US, which I've been told is pewter. I'm kind of colorblind, so.
Oh, that's really nice. That's a Strat. That's an American Standard, or is that a Strat? Yeah. No, it's American Standard.
Standard. Yeah, same thing Clapton played at the time. Hence, I named it Eric.
Very cool.
And because I took it into a local music store one day, asking them to install a locking nut for me. And first of all, the guy wanted to slap me. And he said, no, I won't.
Was his name David Nesdall?
So, and he asked me why. And I told him because every time I used the trem, it would go out of tune. And I think I was 18, 19 at the time. And he said, well, Eric Clapton's been trying out these new things on tour by Stratocaster called locking tuners. So I've had locking tuners on this thing for 23 years, 24 years, at least.
And
maybe
that's
more.
That's why I thought it was a Strat Plus when I first saw it come out of your case.
Right. Yes, because of the finish on the pegs. Unfortunately, the neck's twisted on it. It needs a neck. Oh. So I was asking you guys a couple of weeks ago about Strat necks was for this thing. Because the neck has actually curved off one way. But I read an article in Guitar World in the mid-90s that said 1989 was the worst year for necks for Stratocasters. And September was the worst month of it. So I popped the neck off this thing for the first time in my life. And sure enough, she was stamped September 1989. I went, well, that makes sense. No wonder it went.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's karma right there. So I went, okay. But yeah, I picked it up. The guy owned it for a few months. I picked it up around 1990, 1991 as a kid. I was the only guy in high school that had an American Stratocaster and a 72 Les Paul Deluxe. And everyone else was playing plywood Mockingbirds and things like that. But I just worked my tail off and bought these guitars. And
you just worked up to the plywood Mockingbird today.
I did. Yes. Forget these vintage Telecasters. I got the plywood Mockingbird now, boys.
Yeah.
What else?
Put a Floyd Rose on that.
Hey, Bo Zeke said Fender is doing their own replacement necks now.
Yeah, they are.
And then
Except
Caleb
I don't
said get the Clapton neck.
I don't think that it's going to say Fender on the headstock. I think I think it's going to be blank. It may say Fender on the back of the headstock or by Fender or something.
I was looking at one that
not going to have a Fender decal on it.
I think I was looking at one that did have decals and all, but my cost was right around $300 Canadian for it.
That's still not bad.
Yeah.
To have a decal on it.
Yeah.
That's good actually.
Yeah. And that's the problem with these Strats too, is like if I replace the neck, I have to sell this neck with it because it's the only place that has a serial number as far as I know on the guitar. There's nothing on the neck plate. So the only way I can prove it's an American guitar is by including the neck. So, well, I guess those who know what to look for. But what else? I have an acoustic I can show you guys if you're into Martins.
Sure.
All right.
Oof.
What?
Does that hurt your ears every time he touches that thing?
Yeah.
Like that.
Don't say anything. No. Thumbs up. Yes. R2, R3 locking. Everybody, leave a thumbs up.
Yes, leave a thumbs up. Oh. I don't know how well the color is going to come through on this.
Looks like a D28.
It is a D28. It's a 1972 D28.
Nice.
Man, he doesn't even need to smell it. He just needs to.
I know. Well, you look at the amber, right? Like it's finally really ambered up in the last few years.
Well, I mean, how I knew it was a D28 was the rosewood back and sides, no binding on the neck.
Right.
That's basically it. If it had binding, it would be a D35.
Right. And of course, your vintage 80s, is that a Shaler system?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah. We used to have to run a cable down that you would tape to the pick guard and trip over. And so, yeah, this was my dad's acoustic. He used it for a handful of songs each night, I guess. And he's owned it, I think, since new. So, not a bad little flat top to have around, for sure.
Problem is, sure, it sounds like a Canon.
It does, yeah. It's sadly out of tune, but it is quite loud, quite beautiful. It was funny. I remember one of the band I was playing in a very hard rock band, metal more or less, and we used to do acoustic shows as well. And that's why I thought it was funny when Johnny had the song "Heavy Mellow," because that's what we used to bill ourselves as as playing in drop C acoustic songs. And so we said, we're heavy, but we're mellow. And
heavy mellow.
yeah, I used to bring this thing out, and my other guitar player was playing an Ibanez acoustic, and he's like, "Oh, my guitar sounds so much better than yours." And I'm thinking, dude, you have no idea about tone if you think that thing. And it was a painted top Ibanez. I was like, that thing sounds dead. Like there was no life to it. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I have. I'm not going to grab the double neck because it's just a pain. So
because it's a workout in itself.
It is.
Dumble neck.
Dumble neck, the sweetest tone ever. The dumble neck.
So Ben, since you're from Canada, I bet you got to be a huge Rush fan, correct?
It's how many times I have to tell you? It's Canada.
Canada.
Well, you know, it's the one problem with being Canadian.
Is everybody assumes you're
traveling?
A Rush fan.
Well, no, like they're all gods. Like, let's be honest, they're all amazing musicians. But the problem is, like, whenever I go on vacation, I take a guitar and I spend 2 weeks a year in North Carolina, and I get immediately, well, you're from Canada, play some Rush. And I was like, I'm playing an acoustic guitar. Yeah, I can play some in theory, but I don't know any Rush because I'm not that good.
Yeah.
But yes, amazing musicians.
Well, then play some Triumph.
Yes. Actually, I do have a Triumph story. I actually recorded an album in their studio.
Very cool. Rick Emmett is one of my favorite.
Metalwork Studios in Mississauga. It's the top studio in Canada. For like everybody has recorded there. Everybody from obviously Triumph to Rush to Tina Turner, Cher, Nickelback, Sum 41, where the newer acts have come through. Guns N' Roses did Use Your Illusion 2 there. Like, it's just a world famous studio. And we were looking to put together just a little demo EP. And a buddy of mine became our business manager, and he had more money than sense. And he says, "Where do you want to record your demo?" And like an idiot, I went, "Metalworks." So he booked us in there for a weekend, and we knocked out 8 songs in 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, that's old school. 8
amazing.
songs, 2 days. Now it's
the only reason we could do it,
songs of drums in 2 days. That's what you get.
Well, the only reason we could do it, they upgraded all the like new Mac system, because it used to be to change from one song to another would take half an hour, I guess, because there was so much files involved, such large files. But then it became almost instantaneous, like if you're recording tracks on your at home. And the guy's like, "Dude, you have no idea how much time you saved this weekend." We actually set a record for the most production that came out of that studio in a 2-day period.
Wow.
We're like, yeah, the best before that was 3 songs in 2 days. And that was live off the floor. And whereas we weren't even live off the floor, we were recording everything individually.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's quick, man.
Well,
that's what happens when bands do their homework. You know, that's what you get.
We practiced our butts off, and we're all broke musicians. And the way I knew this, like, we got a rate on the studio, but I knew how much this was costing my buddy. He put us up in hotel rooms for the nights and stuff like that. So we just went in, just boom, 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 boom. Like, I think nothing took more than 3 or 4 takes, because it was just, okay, do your part. Except for one song took me half an hour, and I felt terrible about it. Kept flubbing the bridge, and I'm like, no. I'm like, okay, just punch me in. Just punch me in. Just punch me in.
Well, the reason I ask about Rush is a couple days ago, and this guy, Tyler Warren, if you go to his YouTube page, Tyler Warren Music, he did he covered the entire Permanent Waves record, every instrument. Wow. He sang, he did drums, guitars, bass, keyboards, everything. And it is unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's like, yeah, anybody who's a Rush fan out there, Tyler Warren Music is his YouTube channel.
Cool.
And he covers the entire Permanent Waves. It is amazing.
Wow. That's one band I regret not seeing live.
That's probably the band that I've seen the most live is Rush.
Nice. Very cool. I haven't gone to a lot of concerts, really. I don't know why. I think I'm cheap, and concert tickets are so expensive. I don't regret it now. I regret it at the time. I had heard about this time last year that Tom Petty was starting his anniversary tour and Joe Walsh was opening. 2 of my guitar heroes. I said, okay, I'll fork over the A-list money to go see those 2. So my best friend's fiance was ordering the tickets for us, and I said, make sure you get us on stage right. I want to stare at Mike Campbell all night playing vintage guitars. She gets back to me half an hour later. Okay, got the tickets, stage left, and Joe Walsh isn't opening. I was like, well, who's opening? And I can't remember the gentleman's name. It's a singer from Jay Giles' band who put on an amazing show. Amazing show.
Peter Wolf.
Thank you. Yes.
Well, who's echoing? This echo is insane. Do you guys hear this?
Yes.
A little bit.
It must be me then. I don't hear it.
Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, wrong side of the stage, and it was an amazing show. And we figured we saw millions of dollars worth of gear because Mike Campbell changed a guitar after every single song, and so did Tom. Even his acoustic songs, we changed different acoustic after every song.
Yeah, they always do. It's amazing.
I'd hate to be their tech, man.
Well, he's probably making a lot of money.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they have multiple guitar techs, even just because they played, I think it was an hour and 45 minutes. And again, that many guitars just to maintain. It was like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 guitars each. I don't know. It was crazy.
Wow. Dang.
Yeah.
Bad.
Welcome back, Johnny.
Couldn't find anything on the whatchamacallit, on the cover of Right Here, Right Now.
Yeah, what I remember hearing was they chose that cover because they really liked it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That one and also the back cover. Remember the back cover said something like "Buy now, pay later" or something.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, that's very funny. R2, R3 Lachlan. Dave, did Larry Mitchell set up your H9 Eventide? No, he actually didn't. What he did was he showed me how to use it, and he helped me to register it because you can't use it until it's registered under your name.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
That's probably why it was given to me because the person who had it didn't really know how to use it. And that's cool because I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But there's a whole thing, and you use your phone. It's Bluetooth. You enable it with your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, really amazing to use.
That's
crazy. Each algorithm it costs $20. So that's the problem is every algorithm, but within each algorithm you have like 10 presets, 10 different, like in the delay algorithm you have there's 10 different settings in that algorithm. So it's really all you need to do is buy one algorithm and it's got everything you need in it.
Sure.
I've never heard that word so many times in my life.
That's a pretty fancy word from a guitar player.
Well, that's what it's called. It's called an algorithm.
Well, no, if it was a bass player, I'd be really impressed.
Yeah. No, a drummer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We love drummers.
If it was a drummer, it would probably be just a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of so many drummer jokes right now. That'll be good.
Rando, Johnny, I liked your last live show with all the characters song conversation. Huh?
Oh, I think he's talking about when we were going over each song from from Van Halen 1.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was cool.
I was like, I was 3/4 in the bag by the time we started doing that, though. I don't remember a lot of it.
That was Friday. That was a late night Friday thing,
part 2 Friday. I watched part 1 and I left part way through and I caught up the rest of that on Saturday. And then I went, part 2? Man, these guys went on for a while.
That's what happens when Steve's on, man.
I know.
He's like the Energizer Bunny, that guy.
Yep.
Yep.
because we didn't really give him the time of day on part one. He didn't really talk much.
Right.
So he had some making up to do.
He was just jumping in as I was leaving on Friday. But love that stuff. Always go back.
Mm-hmm.
Always learn something. Yeah.
Speaking of Friday, how's Larry? How's Larry doing? Dave?
He's good. He's doing really well. He's in the city this week. Although he'll be out here tomorrow. We're gonna take a ride. Well, actually, I'm gonna meet him over at Samson. He's got some video to do for something that Samson needs him to do. So while he's on the island, I'm gonna meet up with him and hang.
Cool.
But he wrote music to this play that's happening in the city, and they're doing that. I guess the play opens on Friday or Saturday, and I think he's going to be there for that. So I don't know the name of it, so don't ask. But it's some play that's opening in New York.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was going to say, was it Friday or maybe it was Saturday night? I looked up the that Rick Ocasek video that he was in.
Oh yeah,
Rockaway. Yeah, so that was cool.
Your phone's going off, by the way, Johnny, on the chair there.
Yeah, it's Caleb. Caleb wants in.
Hey, Dave, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Larry this when I send him that email or text or whatever. But do you know, like, if somebody wanted him to play or write a solo for their record, is that something that he would be interested in, or that's something I have to talk to him about at all?
I would imagine that it would probably have to be worth his while monetarily, and he'd have to have.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying for free. I'm not saying for free.
It would have to be something where, he travels all year, so he'd have to work it out where he's going to be in town for that, or it would have to. Yeah, I'm sure he would do it. I'm sure he would do it if the situation was right.
Nice. Yeah, he does stay very busy, doesn't he?
He is home maybe 2 or 3 weeks the whole year.
I believe it. I just recently discovered Larry Mitchell through you guys. I want to say a couple of months ago he was on a show a while back. And so I started checking out his stuff, and wow, amazing man. Just an amazing man.
Yeah, he's exactly. Well, that's really a great way to put it. An amazing man. He's one of the nicest cats you'll ever meet. No ego. The only time he's got an ego is when he's on stage, and it's not a bad.
And you have to.
It's not a bad ego. It's not a rock star ego. It's just he lets you know that that's what he does. He does it really well. Other than that, he is what you would want every rock star to be. You would wish that every rock star was like him, personally. Just an amazing person.
Ben, check out, if you didn't, go on YouTube and check out his first record.
Yeah.
That's the one that got me when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's just all kinds of stuff. I've been checking out rig rundowns and music videos and interviews because just absorb everything. And hey, it's Caleb.
What's up? I'm gonna.
Howdy, sir.
I'm gonna improve my lighting.
Hang on.
I think a nightlight would do the trick at this point.
Right?
An EVH nightlight.
Oh, I have those.
I haven't seen those. I saw those things one weekend online, and I haven't seen an ad for them since. So
what? Oh,
those nightlight,
the vacuum tube nightlight.
He probably shut it down. Shut it down. He shut it down.
Yeah,
Larry
they're not.
Yeah,
they're not official though.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
I just want one. Period. I don't. it doesn't have to have the paint job on it, but I just thought that's the coolest nightlight I've ever seen in my life.
Wait, there's an EVH nightlight?
There's a nightlight you can get that just has stripes on it, I think.
And then a vacuum tube instead of a light bulb.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, it is.
Look what's on the EVH website now. You got these bad boys. They are available.
I'm not saying
and
it.
you can go $40 and you can go to the hardware store for 12.
Well, that's MSRP, but you know. But I think they changed the name. They just say.
Well, nobody could say the old name.
That's what I think.
What is the new name?
EVH strap clasps with eye hooks. They simplified it.
And it doesn't even say with.
It
doesn't just have a W and a slash.
Well, yeah, they even cut that. They slashed it. Oh, never mind. You get the point. But usually, like on the pictures of everything, they'll show like they don't even have a picture of the packaging, which makes me think that they changed it. They're like, oh man, we can't have this long title for this. The guys on Johnny Beane Live can't even say it.
That's
awesome.
We can't get anyone to do an endorsement commercial. They just can't say it.
Well, I did one, but it was like 7 seconds long.
Oh, we can do an endorsement commercial. They just have to give us one first.
Yeah. It was nice to see you, Caleb, virtually face to face. This is cool.
Yes.
I apologize for a couple of weeks ago. I still can't get into my storage unit. We've had so much snow. It's crazy.
Yeah. Wait, what was in your storage unit?
I need cabling to be able to hook up to my laptop a mixer so I can talk to you and do a Google Hangout from my laptop and stuff.
Oh, yeah, Great White North problems.
Yes. Hashtag Canadian problems. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. A good day is when you only have 2 or 3 inches of snow.
Right. Well, as soon as you get that together, we can do that for sure.
Yeah.
I need to improve my brand in Canada, so yes.
Well, you keep posting all that footage of you wearing skates. Like you're out there, you're like, oh, you got to do this, stay in shape. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I haven't been on skates in 30 years myself.
Yeah.
So.
No, yeah. I just started playing pickup hockey again, and it's pretty
awesome.
fun.
That's the one thing that I wish I could do again is play hockey, man. I would strangle someone to be able to play.
Are you injured?
I had back surgery in 2011, so that's it. That was it for me.
Really? I had back surgery in '98.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Mine never healed the way they had hoped, and I don't want to have a second one. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. That's it.
Screw 'em.
Any other health problems besides Dave?
I'm slowly falling apart one day at a time, but that's just me.
I'm one big health problem.
Yeah. It's quicker to describe what's not wrong.
That's a good point. That's true. That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Welcome to your 40s.
Right. Oh, I'm almost done.
Yeah.
Almost done with those.
So I always say I wasn't expecting to be alive at this point. I'm still
exactly right.
He says we're a bunch of grandpas in here. Easy. You're married to one.
For sure.
Man, Steve Anderson in the chat. It's getting crazy in there.
Uh-oh.
The chat room's getting crazy.
It's all crazy on the West Coast.
Yeah, it's finally dark. Look at that, you can see.
Finally, yeah. I think today was the first day I left work at 6 o'clock and it wasn't completely dark yet. I was so happy.
It's almost daylight savings time. A few more weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to get rid of that, man. That's the dumbest thing.
Oh,
Daylight
really?
savings time. Yeah, that's annoying.
I love it when the first day when you're back to a nice long evening with light. It's great.
And then I'm saying when it switches, and then you're like, man, it's dark at 5:30. This is the worst.
Yes. Major depression.
Dark at 4:30.
Yeah, it gets dark at 4:30, Jay.
Dark at 4:30 here in New York.
Well, that's New York. We get a little extra daylight down here.
The farther north you are.
North than Davis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks, Jeannie.
Oh, I read it. Don't worry. We all read it.
I didn't, but that's okay. I can just imagine. I've read her comments in the past. She usually is pretty good.
But walking the dogs has double meaning, right, Jay?
Feeding the geese.
Oh, excellent.
That's funny.
Any info on VH in studio? No. No info.
You will know when it's completed.
Yeah, the same rumors you've been hearing for a couple of years.
Yeah, and I think everybody's so desperate at this point that any rumor they hear, whether it's just some Joe Schmo in the chat room making something up, everybody's so desperate to happen that it catches fire.
Well, every few weeks, someone will post that article written like over a year ago where Roth was buying cigars in Studio City, and that was the big tell that he was in Studio City, so he was a mile from Eddie's house. So, something's going on. Ooh.
Yeah, yep, he's bringing cigars over.
Right.
I heard Eddie wiped his ass about an hour ago.
Okay.
He must be getting ready to go out on tour then.
Yep. Yeah, the day before the 40th anniversary for Van Halen 1, Eddie Trunk's show, I listened to the little 6-minute clip before we went live tonight.
You did say clip,
and
right?
He's like, clip, yeah. My P's and T's. He's like, tomorrow is the 40th anniversary of Van Halen 1, and they're not doing anything for it. And he just went on a little bit of a rant about how just, I suggest I recommend everybody go listen to it. It's pretty good, but.
Well, he kind of speaks for Sammy, so he's a conduit. So he has Sammy on the speed dial. So,
definitely. But he says that the first 4 Van Halen records, in his opinion, are the best 4 consecutive albums put out by any band ever. And can you really argue that?
That'd be a one hand at best.
I mean, that's
I don't know.
I'm a fan of
Led Zeppelin albums, in my opinion, were pretty good. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'd have to say first 4 Zeppelin records. Excuse me, I just leaked.
Okay.
Dribbled a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
call 911.
Led Zeppelin, man. It doesn't really. I mean, Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, those 2 bands. It doesn't really get better than those 2. It really doesn't.
And I'm a big fan of Diver Down. I think there's great songs on there.
That's my first exposure to Van Halen was Diver Down. I'd never heard of Van Halen.
Yeah, I love that record.
I had an older cousin leave a copied cassette of it back at my grandparents' house, and I was like, Van Halen, what's this? I popped it in my Walkman at about 8 years old and was blown away. I went, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, so that's 5. And then 1984, so...
Which was the beginning of the end in some ways. Well, you could hear that it was recorded on their own. It had a different vibe. Like you could tell it was the first album at 5150 Studios. Good, bad, or otherwise. But it didn't have that same, I don't know, rawness.
I love how 84 sounds. I love how that
it sounds great. Don't get me wrong, but it sounds different. You can tell
it
was the first.
Yeah.
Well, it was a lot closer to 5150 than it was.
Yeah. He's using Simmons toms and bass drum, which... I was listening to something. I was listening to 5150, the song, yesterday, and those toms are louder than Alex's famous snare drum. So it really. I really wish they would go back and re-record that because it's
just remix it, replace the toms or something.
It's cheesy sounding. It's like woo, it hurts me, But I read an interview where Eddie said that they couldn't, the recording space for the drums was so small when they made the original 5150 studio that they couldn't record the cymbals in the same track as the drums. So all the cymbals were on a different recording session.
Interesting.
Very
I've heard
cool,
of
right?
other drummers doing that because they
84.
couldn't physically do the drum and cymbal parts at the same time during a recording. The Foo Fighters did that once.
Yeah.
Well, Def Leppard.
Well,
I think
Mutt Lange is
Pyromania
his
and
own beast,
Hysteria.
though. Yeah, Mutt Lange went above and beyond.
Yeah, cymbals were recorded separately because they would have electronic drums, and then real cymbals. You know.
Yeah, that was the 80s because they didn't really have, and usually even guys that played electric kits in the 80s still had an acoustic snare.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Wow. We went off on a little tangent there. So yeah,
it's all
I think
drum talk.
I mean, getting back to Diver Down, there's like no song on there I don't like.
Oh yeah,
they're all good. Even like Where Have All the Good Times Gone is a great song with great tone. Great tone. The vocals.
That was the first
everything.
track on the album, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. What about
so that
Dancing
would
in the
literally
Streets,
would have
though?
been my first. Oh, that's amazing. I would love to be able to pull that off.
I think the reason it loses with the fans is because it's a half cover album. You know what I mean? I think that's where it takes the hit.
And there's your beginning of the end, actually. Maybe not the beginning, but the official end of Roth Van Halen is that song, and Ted Templeman too with Van Halen. So because they made Eddie take a really cool piece of music, a riff that he was working on, and they said, let's use that for Dancing in the Streets. And he was like, what? And so
whereas it could have been some like Cathedral 2.0 or something, you don't know, right?
Yeah. If you watch the US Festival and they play Dancing in the Streets, that little intro he does is part of the song that I believe he wanted to use for something else. And then the actual
I remember
riff.
asking you guys about that a few weeks ago if there was live footage of it, and you guys said check out the US Festival, and I did right after the stream, and I was just like a kid in a candy store. I thought it was so cool watching them perform that live because you hear it in your head and you think, how is he doing this?
Yeah. So those parts on that song were used for Dancing in the Streets, and he was not happy about it. And the rumor is that like he really almost came to blows with both those guys, Templeman and Roth, over that. And that's why he like built the studio. That's why he said, I'm taking over.
Sure.
So
sure.
There you go.
And Brian Davies disagrees with the first four.
Yeah, slightly. I'd say slightly disagrees, right?
Yeah.
Brian Davies, why don't you get your own show?
Oh. I mean, no, it's all opinions. You know what I mean? I'm not that big of a Beatles fan.
I'm a huge Beatles fan, and yeah, the Beatles too. But I mean, I did mention bands. It wasn't just like Van Halen. Give me a break.
Does that even have to be the first 4 albums of a band? Can it be a 4-album chunk? You know what I mean?
Consecutive.
You know, like say, just for instance, Led Zeppelin start with Zeppelin 2 and go through Houses of the Holy, or start with Zeppelin 3 and go through Physical Graffiti. It's still a nice 4 or 5 album span.
Right. And it's also based on Eddie Trunk, who is a heavy metal fan, enthusiast, who was growing up right in the wheelhouse of these albums, not the Led Zeppelin albums or the Beatles albums. He grew up right around the time, like my age, where, you know, you're 11 years old and Unchained comes on the radio for the first time. So what are you gonna do? You know, that's
sure.
Well, they do mention Zeppelin in that little clip that I talked about before. They bring up Led Zeppelin in there. So, but yeah, I think, like you said, I think it's more of like a hard rock.
It's a sonic thing. Sure. It's the sonic nature of the band. They did things that no one did, and that comes from the guitar player.
Rewrote the book.
What he was doing.
We all know that. Yeah.
Well, it's energy too.
Sure.
Yes.
You can't compare. You can't compare the two energy-wise. Oh, Brian, what? Why is he so mad?
He's quitting on us.
Uh-oh.
He's mad at me.
We gotta have
Okay.
a Beatles episode.
We could Beatles chat.
Sure. No way. If it came to the Beatles, I think their last 4 albums were their best albums. So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I would say with the Beatles, the further along they got, the better.
They got better.
And same as like the same time frame for the Stones. The first few Stones albums, they were mostly, if not all, covers and stuff. Or rip-offs. It wasn't until they got into the Exile on Main Street and Beggar's Banquet and stuff where they really came into their own.
Right.
I'm a huge Keith Richards and Ronnie Wood fan, so yeah.
Speaking of Keith Richards, that clip from what is it? What live concert is it when a fan runs on stage? Keith Richards,
I know exactly.
Nonchalantly takes his guitar off and just hits the guy with it, and then puts it back on like nothing happened.
Jay, the last show of the Tattoo You tour was broadcast worldwide on pay-per-view.
Yes. Argentina?
No, it's Richmond, Virginia, in the arena.
Oh, okay.
And what was cool about that show was they had these runways that would come off the sides of the stage, and for that show they made them go basically to the back of the arena. So Mick would go down each runway on both sides, and they were along the wall of the arena, between the lower section and the floor, and they did that show for the pay-per-view audience. And during Satisfaction, which was like the last song, when the balloons are dropping, someone runs on stage and he like uses his guitar as an axe on the guy.
And it's so the best part about it is like, so he's so nonchalant about it. Like it's no big deal. Whatever.
Puts it back on.
Puts it back on and starts playing.
His cigarette's still in his mouth. It's classic.
Yep. Yeah. He's like, it's okay. Ronnie will cover me while I do this.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It's like, oh, not again.
We got to find that. We got to find it. I know I've seen it.
Yeah, I watched it a few weeks ago. It's funny.
Yeah,
man.
I was going to say there's got to be a GIF of it.
Yep.
I have to look that up too.
Where can I?
I don't think it's as funny as Keith Moon blowing up his kick drum and it. Yeah.
On the Smothers Brothers. Yeah.
Oh man, remember we were talking about that?
That is
one of the funniest things I've ever seen, man. Boom!
I read, but he hurt himself though too when that went off.
A cymbal sliced his arm. What's his name? Is deaf in his right ear because of it.
Pete
Townsend.
Yeah.
It's on the Smothers Brothers show, like in '66 or something.
Yep.
Because they weren't even playing, you know.
Yeah, no, and nobody knew he was going to do it, so no one knew the power. Nothing
did, right?
He didn't tell anybody.
Nope.
He didn't.
It was just Keith and the drum tech. That was it.
Yep.
Yeah. That thing. Boom.
And he did stuff like that all the time.
Yep.
Every day. Could you imagine that?
Well, yeah. I mean, first of all, it really is terrible, you know, because I've got terrible tinnitus in this ear because
you and me both.
Not because of that, because something similar, you know, and it'll make you miserable, you know. But so it is funny, but I'm sure they suffered, you know, and still are because of that incident.
I have a really bad both between playing live on stage and playing with race cars as a teenager in my early 20s. Those things are even louder than stage volume. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So silly me.
So, all right.
Do we have anything going in the chat? Any questions for anyone? Just curious. I don't see the chat. I'm chatless tonight.
You say chapless?
Yes, both.
Oh wait, I didn't mean to post that, Desiree. Sorry. I'm trying to find a GIF of this stuff, and I used your Desiree, if you like that, I'll leave that on your page. But
let me look. I just walked in the door. Let me see what you did.
She said door.
I know. Who needs R's around here?
Yeah. It's New York. No one needs an R.
No.
I'm not reading that last comment out loud. I'll be right back.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was an accident. Oh, I didn't mean to leave that one either. Dang it! I'm accidentally leaving all these gifs on Desiree's. I'm trying to find a gif of that Rolling Stones thing we were just talking about.
Everybody's like, that's so random.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Crazy. I can hear Dave playing. I look around. I'm like, "Whoa, what guitar do I want to grab? I have half a dozen of them within reach."
Dave, it's like, or Johnny, it's like the fifth thing. If you hit Keith Richards on YouTube, it's the fifth thing.
Oh, okay.
Here, I got it. Oh wait.
Are they playing? They're not playing Satisfaction, right? They're playing Jumpin' Jack Flash or something like that.
Jumpin' Jack Flash, or yeah, it's Jumpin' Jack Flash actually. Oh god. Oh my goodness, the phone.
I guess Brian Davies is really pissed off because our thumbs down just keeps going up and up and up and up.
So why is he mad?
Because I said something because he wrote something about are we on drugs because we didn't mention the Beatles. And I told him to get his own show.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, it happened already.
Hang on.
There's another thumbs down.
Crystal Pepsi.
That's what happens when you mention them.
Don't matter to me.
Oh, an ad. All right, let's play this.
Are we watching the whole song?
No, it happens in the beginning.
Oh my god, it's yeah. I'm really okay. Well, it's hard to see on that. There you go.
I'm so looking that up after this.
Great.
I have a question for Caleb.
There's 30 seconds of your life you'll never have back. Thank you.
Caleb, that guitar you showed earlier, the Tele style guitar.
Yes.
You said you got it complete. What is that? What exactly is that awesomeness?
It's just Warmouth, neck and body, and then I painted it myself. I used yellow and red tints, tint colors.
Yeah, it turned out beautiful, man.
You did say tints, right?
Tint, yes, with an N. And yeah, it turned out great.
P90 in the neck.
It's actually it's a P rails, so it's got three different kinds. It's got a P90, a double coil, and a single coil. So really? I have a three-way switch for it. Great
now,
pickup.
See, playing in a cover band, you just sparked my interest because that would give me so many tones.
Yes, and they actually they suggest you get them in the set. So there's like, you know, I don't know, 18 different sounds you can get if you're using a bridge and a neck pickup. So it's pretty cool. They not on mine, but they have it where the pickup ring is the selector, so you don't have to put a different switch. So right on the pickup ring for each pickup, you can select one of the three different pickups.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
P rails, Seymour Duncan P rails. They're $100.
Wow, I have to check that out.
Yeah. I've been wanting to get some of those too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got that, and then in the bridge on that I have the Frankenstein.
And I take it that pickup's roughly the size of a humbucker, or was it smaller?
It's right in.
Okay.
No, it's the same as a double coil.
Well, I have a lot of double humbucker guitar. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. New project.
Yeah. Yes. I recommend it.
Well, speaking of your tellies, Showman Blues says, I've got my first Fender telly coming on Thursday. Rosewood neck, US.
Awesome. Yes. I am a Tele fan. I play a lot of Telecasters. Not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
My main gigging guitar, it's not here. It's a dual humbucker Mexican Tele with dual blacktop pickups that are coil tap. So that's my main for practice and stuff like that. Although now with the 71, I take it out gigging all the time because it plays amazing.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, my main guitar for years and years has been this one.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
sure.
And it's got just a generic rails right there. So technically, it's 2 humbuckers.
Nice.
Steve Anderson, all good. I'll explain later.
Oh, all good.
Yeah. See it?
What did you sand?
Good.
What were you sanding?
I sanded the neck joint down, or the neck heel down.
Of what?
The
I don't think he wants to say
Chinese neck.
What?
As long as you like it, Jay.
Yeah,
it's just silence.
Yeah, tell us, Jay.
Jeannie's just ticked because I ruined a nice tablecloth on the dining room table. I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, I got yelled at for what we moved one time. You guys can't see. There's a table right here. Yeah, you can kind of see it. And basically, I rolled the table down the street just to get it, into the truck, not realizing
you rolled the table down the street.
Yeah, that I totally like this is.
It got chewed up.
It's all chewed up. Yeah, and I got yelled at for that. Yeah,
dude. No, yeah, and with all, she's got every right in the world to.
Wow.
God.
I'll come out there and sand it for you. It'll be fine.
No, have him send you the table. You can stand it on your table.
Yeah.
I'll roll it over there.
And then roll it back.
Oh. Oh, she says that's not the only reason.
Oh.
Come on. I don't want to be the only guy in hot water right now.
Oh, is that why Desiree got her?
No. I'm not talking about Desiree. I'm talking about my other girlfriend, Brian Davies. So,
Brianne.
Yeah.
Brianne Davies.
Oh.
Can't wait for to see the rest of this someday.
Jeannie's PO'd because, like, these guitars just end up costing more and more money if I do to them. Oh, I need this for it now. Oh, I need that for it now. I need this.
I hear you.
What's that one? Sorry, that one. That's okay. That there's like a picture of like 13 lime green guitars, and the caption says, "This is the best way to make sure she never knows you get another one." Like they're all different.
Yeah.
They're all different kinds of guitars, but they're all the same color. So
is that like leaving the house with an empty guitar case and coming home with a full one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I do that.
I used to have
time.
that problem. I don't have that problem anymore, so
all the time. Or you just get a lot of the same actual guitar. You know? And you just slip it into the case and in the stand, and they don't notice.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Then again, I'm thinking Desiree stared at those guitars enough now. She'd be like, "No, that's 1984. That's not a 5150."
Well, she is pretty intelligent. She does know, and I can imagine. I made the mistake of telling her a little bit about guitars.
You dropped some knowledge.
Her ex was a guitar player. Is a guitar player. So
okay.
So she's not dumb.
No. Yes, one day I would love to make it down there, Dave, and check out those guitars in person and bring these tellies down for you to check out.
I guess I should set them up then. Because they're in horrible shape at the moment. Everything's just because it's so cold and dry.
I didn't have a problem this year at all. I haven't even done a single adjustment. No fret sprouting. I was saying to Jay earlier off air, I think it's because my guitars know they're Canadian. They just deal with the climate change. Nice. They're like, oh, it's going to be 25 below Celsius? Sure. Oh, okay. It's going to be 30 degrees Celsius? Sure. Doesn't matter.
Awesome. Charlie S. says, Dave, picked up a Nash Telly 63. Can't put it down.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Should we call the doctor?
It's okay on Tuesdays. The rest of the week, put it, spread the love around during the week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He said Nash. Those are great guitars.
They are.
Yeah, Nash guitars they're one of the best. They're really, he's made a name for himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a store here in Santa Cruz that carries his stuff, and I was afraid,
Why?
It was like $1 million. Remember, I sent you pictures of it. I think. And I said Nash.
Can we? No. This picture's good. We were talking about buying guitars and doing the, all the guitars the same color and stuff. How about this one?
I thought it was a sanded table.
No. How about this?
Oh, yeah.
Can't see.
It's when you buy a new guitar and she asks, are you selling your old one?
I think I shared not too long ago the same one, but it's like a shot of Ray Liotta from Goodfellas with the same caption.
Right.
Yeah, and they're all laughing. Yep.
Yeah.
Tell you, some of those memes that people come up with, man, funny.
I think my funniest one, I like to share musician memes, especially on Instagram. And one was, it was two guys walking down the street carrying a door from a house. And he says, that's it. That's the last time we're playing for the door. And, very few people reacted to it. But those who did, all my musician buddies are just busting a gut. I was like, yep.
Speaking of memes that get me good, this one obviously doesn't have anything to do with guitars. But if you have a kid, you'll probably think this is good.
I saw that one the other day.
Yep. I'm exhausted. I was up till 4 a.m. with the baby. Him. It's probably not a good idea to keep the baby up that late.
Actually, Jay, I thought of you doing these late night shows, and I thought, that's Jay. That's Jay. Too funny.
My mother-in-law was watching the show, and she said, you did make a huge mess on that tablecloth. You're a brave man. Hi, Carol.
Oh, too much.
Yeah. Huh? Everybody falls asleep.
Jay needs to sleep. What? I don't need to sleep. Oh, I sleep enough. Trust me.
We better be getting some thumbs up for this. This is some quality entertainment here, guys.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We got 29.
Yes. Excellent.
29 thumbs ups.
What is that?
Thank you, guys.
I thought you were bringing up the tablecloth to show everybody.
That would be epic. That would be the thumbnail right there.
Is that Jeannie?
Yeah.
We've never seen Jeannie.
If Jeannie's up here, she can tell us what you did.
Yeah.
I said no. You brought me up a Batterlicious birthday yum cookie dough little cup thingy.
Oh. Well, you must not have ruined the tablecloth that bad.
She knows she married an idiot.
Yeah.
It comes with the territory.
Yeah. What do you do? I play guitar. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. That's all it took.
Idiot is interchangeable with any one of us here.
Yep. This is true.
Dave Arhabs put a humidifier in his music room 2 weeks ago, and his guitar necks are no longer cheese graters.
Ask him if I could borrow his.
That's a great idea. It's like a cigar room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately, to put a humidifier in this room, I would need one as big as a bathtub.
Yeah.
It's just a huge room.
I think I don't have a lot of problems too. I leave my guitars are in cases most of the time too, so they're just always closed and sealed. So,
Dave, you could just wait till April and open the window.
That's what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm doing. Waiting till the humidity comes back.
Or just run a hot shower all day long. Leave the bathroom door open. They'll be fine.
I would if the bathroom was near the living room.
Well, you're lucky
between the bathroom and the living room, the paint's peeling off the walls. Yeah.
You know, I could run a bath and let it overflow until the house is soaking wet.
So usually the living room with a bathroom right next to the living room, when people come over, usually they're afraid to if they have to do any heavy duty, to use that bathroom. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, a couple more thumbs down.
Really? No, we've had 19 for quite a while now.
Wow. You can blame me. It's my first time on, so it's got to be
No,
me.
it has nothing to do with you.
No, that's actually giving myself credit for being important.
Because I like to speak my mind is what it is.
Never change, sir. Never change.
That's why people tune in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's why I watch at least one of these a day, every day. Just still catching up.
It's all good.
That's you?
That's me. I'm the guy. Yep. Johnny's like, why is this guy commenting on a show from 18 months ago? It's new to me if I haven't seen it.
Vintage Sound says the stream is awesome tonight. No drops.
Cool.
Well, thank you, Vintage.
Yes, Steve Anderson, the Chicago Blackhawks are in a world of poo. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I expect Coach Q to get fired any day now. So he's had a great
It's sad
run.
to say I actually gave up on hockey 2 months ago. And my team's finally good after lifelong suffering. So
who's your team?
I have the NHL
Canucks?
the Toronto Maple Leafs.
The Maple Leafs, okay.
Yeah. And I don't know. I've been so wrapped up in music lately that I started watching this instead of watching hockey.
The world is officially ending. We have a Canadian who quit hockey, folks.
Yeah, I know.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, a Leafs fan who quits once they're good. Figure that out. Yeah.
Right?
So, who knows? I'll get back into it maybe at some point, but.
Bruins.
Johnny go again.
Bruins are a favorite.
Yeah.
The Bruins are looking very good this year.
Yeah, my drummer's a Bruins fan, so. Yeah,
Vintage Sounds, I believe Larry Mitchell is doing a Facebook Live at the moment.
There's a few people live at the moment, I think. I keep getting pop-ups and stuff. So.
Pop-up video.
I remember that.
I love
those are good.
Mm-hmm. Did you know this piece of pertinent information? No, I didn't, but I do now. That's awesome.
5150 Fly Guy says, Dave, do you feel like showing your Strat? I have an Elite I really like.
Nice.
You mean this guitar? This is the one I've been fondling all night.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I laughed over your...
That's okay. You can laugh all you like, Johnny. Laugh all you like.
Just laugh. Someone vape. Someone vape. Someone laugh.
I've been at least muting myself when I've been vaping lately. I realize
that's good. We've noticed.
Thank you. Yeah, I bet.
I didn't inhale.
I didn't exhale. So.
Yeah. Here's that picture of that Nash, right there.
That's beautiful.
That is awesome.
Like a 60.
No one talk.
Right there.
Except, yeah, there you go.
There it is.
Oh, that is beautiful.
No one talk.
Yeah, Charlie, I'm alive. And blurry. No, I had to take Howie. Howie hasn't been feeling. He ate something bad a couple days ago. He hasn't been feeling good, so
Mouse.
I'm taking him out like every 10 minutes. No, he didn't eat the mouse. Yeah, you guys didn't see that behind the scenes on Friday of the first show that we were doing. The cat put a mouse on the porch, and Howie brought it in. So there was a mouse.
Look what the Howie dragged in
on the ground for like seconds. Yeah. So if you guys remember the other night seeing the bleach up there, that was after the mouse came in.
Man, I remember yesterday when you went live for a few minutes and you couldn't get your camera to focus on you.
I know. Look at this. Now I can't. Although Caleb said it was the lighting, but and this echo.
It's the echo again.
Who is that?
It's the guy with the bad tablecloth.
Me again, son of a sitch.
It's always Jay.
5150 Fly Guy. He asks, "How do I like the HSH setup on this guitar?" I love it because it's wired like an Ibanez gem, where you get the 2 and 4 position is the inner coil of the humbucker and the middle pickup at the same time. It's my favorite. Happens to be my favorite sounding guitar. And I'd like to see a picture of yours. So if you're on Facebook, send me a picture of your guitar.
Yes. All right. There I am. I just changed gels. Johnny sounds like he's over in Anthrax. Pretty much, but I still got a slight cough.
It'll linger. If it's anything like the bug that's been going around everywhere, my parents have been coughing for a month straight, and they're just clearing up after a month. It's crazy.
Man. Yeah, it's been bad.
Unleashed reference. I don't even know what I said.
The bun of a stitch or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bun of a stitch. Yeah.
That's when you got the hat.
Yeah, Bo Cephas hat. Bun of a stitch. When Eddie does the horse or the elephant into the horse, Alex is behind him, and he jumps up. When Eddie's like, "Whoa, trigger!" and Alex jumps up and he goes, "I thought something." What does he say?
I thought you was Dale.
Dale Evans. Yep, Dale Evans.
Because Trigger was Dale Evans's bird. Horse.
Now I know.
Horse.
I forget where I saw. Somebody was asking about that on like a forum or something like that. What does Alex say? And I was like, I had no idea. But it's funny. Even though I didn't know what he said, it was still hilarious.
Yeah, there's several different. There could be like several different reasons like why he said that. Like you guys just said. There's that, and then there was a commercial for what was it? In the late 60s, early 70s, there was a TV commercial where somebody says, "I thought you was Dale." I can't remember what it was, and then there was something else too. There was something else where I thought you was Dale came from some other reference.
Well, Dale is Roy Rogers' wife, so it sounds like he's ragging on Roy Rogers' wife.
Yeah,
that sounds like the possible thing for me. Like a joke saying, "I thought you was Dale Evans," or yeah, there you go. But yes, I remember that.
You know what other part of that cracks me up? and it's probably just me. I mean, I've watched these things so many times, but when they're all sitting there outside in the little semicircle, you know,
yeah,
and they're talking about, like, you know, Mike stocks up on the toilet paper and the monogram towels from all these hotels, and when they're discussing how much stuff he has, like, he stocks up on, and Eddie's like, "Hey, whenever I need a bar of soap, I go to Mike." And Michael Anthony jumps up. He's like, "Hey, whoa!" that part gets me every time, man.
That's my soap.
Is that's a "Don't Drop the Soap" reference, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I love when bands are goofy like that, you know.
More Guitar says, Dave, if you don't have either a gem or a USA EVH, which would you buy first? Well, I don't have a gem, but if I didn't have either, I would still get the USA EVH first.
Yeah.
Do you want to pull back on your whammy bar? I should probably stop doing this type of stuff, but
I mean, I have one that does that. You know, the swirled guitar has.
Well, I'm saying for him,
huh?
For more guitars, you know.
Probably not. I like it. I like it sitting right on a deck. I did say deck. Zach Moon says, Dave, how many times would you say Eddie had to refret the 5150
from 84 to 89?
From 84 to 89.
Probably
That's
never.
a good question. Yeah, I would say maybe once, maybe.
Seems like he wouldn't do it.
I just I remember people playing that guitar, people that I know actually holding and playing that guitar, saying that it was very poorly set up by that time, later in its life. It just was poorly set up. So it led me to believe that the frets on that guitar were really low at the time. And that also leads me to believe that that's why every signature guitar after that had small frets, because when that guitar was new, it had large frets in it. And I think as the guitar got older and the frets got more chewed up and smaller, Eddie tended to like that feel better. So that's why all the new guitars, all the signature guitars, have vintage frets in it.
And did Eddie ever float his Floyd, or
no?
Was that no? Okay, but I was curious about that.
Nope, straight down.
But also there's the Guitar World July '88 issue where he says something about a refret. He says something about the 5150. What's the it's in the interview.
Yeah, someone, I remember him. I don't remember him saying it, but I remember
he used it on the entire record of 0812.
I remember Zeke saying that he refret it once in some interview with Zeke. But yeah,
wow.
I think he said the guitar hadn't had a refret. He said, and the frets are all like jacked up, I think is what he was saying in that interview. But
That
also,
is crazy.
But Dave, weren't you saying though that if you get a refret, you have to plane the neck?
Well, yeah, it's the only way to get the neck straight again is to plane the neck, and that neck wasn't planed until Music Man got it.
Because all those years you never saw it clean.
Right.
That fretboard. It just got worse and worse and worse.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and just from the guy, I mean, it seems like he would never let it out of his sight for long enough for someone to do that kind of work on it. You know what I mean? Like every piece of his equipment, he kind of it's not clean. It's dirty.
Well,
that way.
I don't remember. You're right, Caleb, but I kind of remember, and I don't remember what year it was, or I may be totally out of my mind, but I remember somewhere that that Eddie had. I can't remember if it was if it was that guitar or if it was the Music Man, but somewhere it was said that one of his guitars was refretted and it was done in 24 hours because he couldn't be without it. It was done before the next show. I don't know what guitar it was, but it was a main guitar. It was a guitar that he was using at the time. He had it refretted. It was done before the next show.
Well, remember back in the late 70s, early 80s? Maybe it was like the late 70s. He talks about how he takes a bunch of spare necks on tour, so he can just slap another neck on the Frankenstein. So he never had to get refrets.
See, it totally seems like he doesn't he's not into the refret. He'll switch a neck before he'll do a refret.
That was my understanding. He always never seemed to be afraid to throw something together just to see how it would work, right?
Well, I mean, and then Frankenstein had, what, 3 or 4 or 5 necks.
Oh, no. It had like 11 or something.
Yeah, more than that, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think we counted. Ooh. We counted one time. All the different ones.
Wow.
See, I had no idea about any of that stuff until I started watching you guys. I thought there was the Frankenstein, the 5150, and then he went to the Music Man, and that was it. The man owned 3 guitars and the Shark guitar too, and the Black and Yellow.
Oh, no.
He never played it, and then all of a sudden I was like, wait, what? He did this to this and this to that. I was just like, wow.
Dave, slide out of the way and show Ben.
Yeah. It's like even things like I feel like such a moron because I'm into the Les Paul Tele side of things. I was like, Rasta guitar, what is this thing? And then I just learn and learn and learn. I think it's great stuff. And I see these guitar collections of his. And I was like, oh wow, okay, amazing stuff.
Where's that picture? Just recently, somebody got to play the Rasta guitar.
Oh yeah, I saw that picture.
I don't think we talked about that.
Yeah, someone was at Dweezil's house.
I was gonna say, I thought he owned the Rasta guitar, right?
And
the Rasta guitar used to be the Circles guitar. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
You can still see it. You can still see it under the paint jobs in some spots.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It is.
Well, that's like the Frankenstein is the Van Halen
guitar, yes,
white with the black stripes.
Right. Yeah, that I remember knowing as a kid, but that was it, type thing. And I assumed he had a backup of some kind but then again, I grew up with my dad's generation of players. The guys owned 1 guitar, 1 amp, and that was it, right? So it was like, he always asked me, he says, why do you need so many guitars? I was like, well, what do you mean? Variety of tones? He goes, no, you ride your tone knob, you ride your volume, and that's it. Sure.
Yeah, on the first tour, he had the Frankenstein and the Shark.
Right.
And then there we go.
There it is. That's the picture of the guy. Wow,
yeah,
cool.
I love it.
I'm not gonna show him, but yeah, that's the actual guitar.
That needs to be the next Stripe series. I'm sorry, it just does.
Oh, they'll
I think that's my least
eventually, I'm sure.
It's so cool.
Least favorite?
Jay. It's so cool.
I think
Jay.
so. Yeah.
Really?
Why is that? What don't you like?
Grew up on his guitar.
Like Walt Disney.
Someone did on the original. He did.
Right?
He absolutely did. He absolutely when he gave that body to Dweezil, there was vomit in the neck pocket.
Nice.
Vomit in the pocket. Nice.
What bridge is that? That's not a Floyd Rose.
It's a Schaller Floyd Rose.
The Schaller? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
More Guitar says, okay, guys, USA EVH it is. I see most places are out of them now since the holidays. Do these things take a long while to get into stock?
2 months.
They don't get into stock. You have to order it.
Order them.
That's the only way you'll get one is to order one.
Yeah.
They build them to order. So stores do not usually do not have them in stock.
No.
I know that the Music Zoo has a couple in stock just because they do, but
then they would order them the same as anyone else, right?
Yeah, if you're looking to go to your local store and check one out, ain't gonna happen.
Unless there's a used one.
Are you interested in the signature model or just the normal USA? Just curious for my own, who's and ha's. Because what is the how much extra?
It's like $200 more for a signature.
Yeah, like 300. Yeah, $200 or $300 more for the signature.
Which in the scheme of things isn't really, if you're going to pay.
No, when you're paying that much money, it's like,
yeah. What's
no,
okay?
I mean, the kill switch alone is worth that much money.
Right. That's true. Yeah. Pay a guy to do it. It's going to cost you that. That's for sure.
Michael Collins says his local guitar center has a new 2016 Ivory Wolfgang USA. You know, I don't know if I'd buy it from Guitar Center. That's just my opinion.
Well, probably what happened, because I worked for them, probably what happened is someone ordered the guitar because you had to order the guitar.
Right.
And then got it in his hands. Something happened and decided he didn't want it. So now they have it.
Right. Yeah, it seems to be. I was looking at USA models online the other day, and I think it said 90 to 120 days from date of order through Long McQuaid, which, in all fairness, for a built guitar to order, that's not too bad. That's not a bad lead time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, R3 says, I want that USA EVH quilt that Eddie gave Pete Thorne. Beautiful guitar. You know, I would love to have one of those too, except they don't make anything USA with a maple fretboard on it anymore. And good luck getting a quilt top. They don't make it anymore.
Well, you guys talked about that, I think, over the summer, right? That you wish EVH would start doing a custom shop.
I mean, I'd be happy with them to just give you a little bit more of a option type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
considering they're all coming to the same place, so
yeah,
there's
Caleb,
already a custom shop there.
That gray USA model with the block inlays.
Yes.
See, I would love that with the dot inlays instead. But you know, like just little things like that. Like they should allow you to, you know, that'd be neat.
Right? Wouldn't it be cool if you could design like sneakers? Like you can design sneakers now. So why not guitars?
Yeah. Well, considering you have the custom shop facility that Fender has, they're putting out 5 lines out of the custom shop on 2 floors as it is. Why can't you add in EVH? You know, if you're already doing Charvel, Jackson, Fender, and Gretsch, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I understand if he doesn't want to get into as far as like custom stripe schemes and custom colors on stripes. Like I get that, but just the basic stuff like different woods or different fingerboards on it or different hardware.
Different colors of colors, whatever. Yeah.
See, what I think they should do is not that they need to put more pressure on the master builders that are at Fender, the custom shop. But since Fender EVH is owned by Fender, and Fender has a custom shop with master builders, you should be able to order a custom Wolfgang.
Sure.
However you would like it. It's a Fender guitar.
And
Fender custom shop should
be able to go
do that.
Wouldn't you be able to go so much further, Dave? Like, I want a Wolfgang, but you know that Gretsch lemon sparkle finish that you're putting on? Use the Gretsch paint and
I mean, if I want to spend $5,000, $6,000 on a guitar that,
take my money
as a custom shop guitar, I should be able to have that. And they should be happy to take the $6,000 or however much it's going to cost.
Sure. And they could jack it up whatever they want to. Oh, you want the Gretsch paint? Well, that's another $1,000. Well, fine. That's what it's going to be then. Sure.
Not that I have that money, but if I wanted to,
We're talking in theory, of course.
Yeah, this is all in theory. I mean, charge whatever you want to charge for it, but offer it.
Yep.
Putting your own, sending your own artwork in. Like Dweezil has, remember that Madonna guitar that he had, the Madonna Jackson?
Oh, right.
Oh, we lost Caleb.
Caleb. Yeah, I mean, as far as getting exactly what you want, like different, I mean, I could see how Eddie would personally, like, hey, his name's on it, so it would have to be within a certain limitation. Like, I understand that.
But I think Eddie's enough of a guitar nerd too that if he saw some of the stuff that, you know, like here's 20 different wow, okay, yeah, let's do.
I think he'd be, as long as someone's paying for it, I think he would probably be happy to take the money.
Sure.
But it would have to be worth his while, you know. It would have to be worth Eddie's while.
Exactly.
Vintage Sounds asks, what's the difference between the top truss rod adjustment versus the bottom? Huh. I wish they all had the bottom truss rod adjustment.
Oh, I wish, yeah. Like the fact that I'm just looking at both my Telecasters, I have to take the neck off to adjust them.
Oh, you got to take the neck off on those ones?
Man. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, check this out, Jay. Oh, well, first we'll look at the headstock. Wait, there's no adjustment there, is there?
There's nothing there. Yep.
There is a slight access at the pickguard, but you can't fit a flathead screwdriver in there, even if you take the pickguard. Well, you can't.
Are you sure about that? If you take the guard off, you should be able to get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just an angle. You said it's a flathead, so you get those angled screwdrivers, right? You can do it like that.
You may be able. Yeah.
Well, then it sounds asks. I mean, look how.
Yeah, I guess it's about half exposed there.
Well, yeah, Steve Anderson says it's just a different way to adjust, but I mean, this is easy access. You know what I mean? Like, look at that. You just get I use the smaller
Allen
wrench, and it just goes right in. It's so easy. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Man, every guitar should have this.
And it's still way better than the Les Paul where you need that special tool. Oh.
Yeah, and even on an Ibanez, the problem with having one like this, like on the very top, is everybody that I've seen that owns an Ibanez, pretty much, will just they have a little cover, a little plastic cover that screws on top. And normally everybody just takes them off.
Yeah, that's usually off on my Ibanez guitars too.
Yeah, but I mean, the problem, the issue I see is that it ends up looking like it's an eyesore. You know, you got the 3 screw holes, and usually the paint it's not finished in there or anything, and it looks like crap.
Yeah,
but
my cover's on only because I don't think I've ever adjusted the neck on this Ibanez. So,
I mean, look at you can see right inside that look at that. You know, like there's some paint in there. But...
I don't think.
No. It looks cool. You know, I mean, I'm into. I like naked guitars. Hey, also Caleb's phone died. That's what happened.
Oh, okay.
So, and speaking of, I don't know. It's been 2 hours. I don't know if.
Yeah, I'm good. If you guys are good.
Steve, you want to jump in?
We're going all night.
Are we coming back on tomorrow, Johnny? Did I read you correctly earlier when you said you want to come on at 4 o'clock tomorrow?
That was a joke.
Oh, okay, good.
No, that was. I was telling Jay, hey, let's go on at 4 in the morning, and hashtag Wake Up Dave is what we.
Oh, 4 a.m. I thought you wrote. Oh, I thought he meant.
It was a joke.
Okay.
It says
I thought you meant 4 p.m. as well. Like, what?
Well, I talked to you about that after your show yesterday, Johnny. I messaged you. I started doing Sundays at 4 in the afternoon just because I was getting messages and comments from people that were in Europe that never get to catch it live if you're on in the evening. You know, it's so late there, especially like say during the week. And it just allows all these different people to jump in the chat and talk with you guys. And yeah, I know I get different people watching on a Sunday than I do on Thursday. So.
Yeah, well, there's been times we've gone live like a few hours earlier, and we get all different people, and like Liquid Charlie jumps in.
Sure,
you know. And actually, I was talking to him at the NAMM show. We, I think the last time we ran into each other, we were talking, posing for selfies and stuff, and
of course.
And he was saying, yeah, if we go on earlier, he would jump onto one of these.
Right. Sure.
Hey, did you get this picture from John Jacobs, Johnny?
I don't know. What is it?
He sent a picture.
Is it of a Strat?
No, it's I'm assuming it's of his guitar. So
very nice.
Cool.
Cool.
Man. He's got the look. I don't know if you could see this in the background, but the poster on the wall is Eddie with the leopard print pants on.
Nice.
Playing the guitar like that when he had the plastic thingy on there. My brother used to have that hanging in his.
It's the '84 poster of him. Yeah, doing the tray table thing.
Right.
Yep. And then a pack of 5150 strings, right there. Yeah, there you could see the tray table hand or the neck of the guitar or the headstock of the guitar right there. But cool, man.
Very cool.
Man, I'm blurry again.
Gary Kramer guitars.
Yeah. There. Dang it. So I don't know. Are you guys good? I mean, it's been 2 hours.
Sure.
I don't know, Jay, if you're around late tonight, if you want to test the.
I can try to get up early tomorrow for like the first time in a long time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, like we got to be out of the house by 11. And when you have a 15-month-old kid, that means you got to get up at like 9. And
Keep going, Jay.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, we can do that some other time.
Well, I want to thank you guys for having me on. This has been amazing. I truly loved it, guys.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thanks for jumping on. And what's your
my channel?
You have a show.
So
we do. We are called Canucks with Guitars. I know, an original name. Excuse me. You
better grab that domain, man.
I should actually. I really should. Yes. But if Johnny doesn't beat me to it.
Oh, not me. I would never.
No. We do a show every Thursday evening on my channel at 8 p.m. Eastern, and the channel is just my name, Ben Coombs. I'm sure lots of you have seen me in the chat. I also do a show on Sunday afternoons by myself at 4-ish. We'll see this week. I have the band practice at 4, so we might actually do the band practice live, just so everyone can kind of tune in and check that out. And we put up some gear reviews as well on the channel. And we were all inspired because of shows like this. Love it.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. I'll send me. I know I have it, but send me a link to your channel, and I'll put it down in the description.
Sure. Appreciate it.
Everybody,
you were in the chat last Thursday when we were talking about that rat cable, and I thought, "Oh, you're gonna like that." So it was kind of neat.
Yeah. Yes. Cool. All right. Yeah. So everybody's coughing.
It's time to leave. Johnny's meds have worn off.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Connor Johnson. See you Friday, man. Yeah. So we'll see everybody Friday. And as far as I know, I keep saying no more Mondays, no more Wednesdays. Technically, if we did something earlier in the day. If someone's available, because I have to be somewhere at 4:00 on Mondays and Wednesdays now, and I don't get out of there till like 10:00. So I'm sure those days are now.
In other words, set that bell on your YouTube page,
right down there in that corner. Oh wait, there we go.
Click the bell.
Click the bell. Click the subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything.
Oh,
for sure.
Well, it'll cost you hours and hours of your life.
Yeah, hours and hours of entertainment and knowledge.
Oh, that's what you call it. Okay.
Yeah, you'll end up starting your own YouTube channel. Jeez, this is what happens.
You'll grow a beard and everything.
Yeah. I think I said that the other day. I was like, "Wow, I'm due for a trim. I'm getting into Johnny territory in the next couple weeks." So,
uh oh. You were talking about up here.
Yeah.
Oh, if you have a beard anywhere else, that's the problem.
Well, you were the one talking about how you trim it. So,
how I trim this?
Manscaping?
No.
Manscaping, yeah.
Gross.
What did you think I meant when you said manscaping? You thought I meant something else.
Steve, how many eggs today? Probably 7.
Damn.
Although I kind of dropped one, so I cracked it. So I gave it back to them, and then 2 other ones I threw back in there.
Wait.
They weren't done yet?
No, chickens, they eat the eggs. Like if they crack it, they actually eat the yolk and stuff. They love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Yes.
Yo, I slapped at that. Slapped it.
Charlie S., you tried the NYXLs, the Darios?
Nice.
Right? Actually, I just found mine. I bought a pack of them a few years ago, and I just found them. Where'd I put them? Now I lost them.
But he lost them already.
I just had them. Man, because I've got the DRs that Butch gave me that I gotta try. I
want to try those too.
They're never gonna go like guitar.
No.
You wasted time. You wasted two sets of strings on Johnny.
No, actually, I've got the gig. I've got that gig coming up, so I'm gonna try. Try one of them.
Try new strings for a gig. Uh-oh.
Look out.
Look out, eh? Well, the NYXLs, man. Everybody that I've seen that's tried those has said that they are the best strings.
They are very good. They're just very expensive.
Yeah,
very expensive.
I tried them and I thought if they last that much longer than a normal set to offset the price point, and I found I got some better use and some better tone, but I didn't think it was worth the extra money. But I loved them. I'm just cheap.
I mean, I probably shouldn't be talking about that considering I'm wearing a DR shirt right now, but you know, I don't know.
I've got a pack of those too that I never used.
I mean, we are in a Van Halen chat, and you know, we can talk about the Beatles.
Yeah, sure. And I do have these as well.
There you go.
Got some of these, so.
And
Johnny, I got some of these, and I got.
Dude, you just reminded me. You reminded me where they were. They were sitting next to those. There they are. There they are. I bought these like 4 years ago, and I've never used them. So
those DRs are never getting put on a guitar.
I'll try them. And also, I gotta try this. Thank you to Adam F-Tone for the Sour Patch Kids and the PMS. I gotta throw that on. I've got a guitar. I'm gonna throw that on. So.
Dave, is that ever gonna go on a guitar either? You think that'll see wood?
Yes, I have a guitar lined up for it that I'm actually gonna do this. So
cool.
The Rummeister, huh? All right. So you guys finally?
Really?
We could talk for another 20 minutes just off, you know. Steve, you want to jump in for the after party? Yeah.
Oh, we're not going nowhere.
We probably we should probably come on.
Oh, not our show. Sorry.
All right, Steve. Steve, where are you? You can jump in for.
Yes.
We're hanging up though. Steve, send me
for 6 hours.
Send me a text. Where's your?
Before I dive coffee.
Yeah, because when I tell you guys, when you text me at that number down below, I don't. You gotta tell me who you are because otherwise, I really don't know who you are. I get it as an email.
Okay.
Maybe I'll read off some numbers and we'll see. Okay, that's not
same thing with me. I wanted to mention this actually real quick.
Do you have a 604 area code there, Johnny? That's BC.
What's the matter with you?
604. Actually, no. Your number is not 604.
Mine's not. I know that. But...
Oh, yeah.
Mine's 613.
Yes. No, Steve. Okay, here you are. I found you because you said Steve Anderson in the. Wait, that is you. Okay, there you go, Steve. jump in to say goodbye, and then yeah, because no, I've got a gig coming up. I got to practice. I got songs I got to learn.
I got the Beatles in my head. You say hello, and I say goodbye.
I remember the first time I heard that song. Brian Davies, are you in here? I've got a Beatles story.
No, he's not in here.
The first time I heard that song, actually, I was in junior high, and my girlfriend at the time had to submit like a video for like health class, or I don't know. I know this sounds weird, but it's not that video. But so she filmed. She filmed me playing the guitar. So I've got video of me from junior high playing my Kramer, doing, thinking I'm Eddie and all that. But in the beginning of the video, in the end of the video, she for some reason plays that song at the end, like the actual Beatles version of it. So that was the first time I ever heard that.
Good stuff. I actually love the Beatles. I really do.
Yeah. Same here.
Oh, I love them too, man. I
do several Beatles covers. Well, kind of. Beatles, solo Beatles, Traveling Wilburys. Yeah.
Oh, Caleb.
Caleb, you back. Caleb, you back.
Wow, that was fun.
Man, that took a while for your phone to come back.
Oh, it was actually my computer.
Oh.
So I'd also like give a bath to a child too. So.
Well,
yeah,
I've got the same thing here, Caleb. You guys have never seen my ceiling, but look, I've got the same thing going on right above me. Look at that.
Yeah,
and there's the steps to the infamous loft.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's okay, man. Oh yeah, I got it all around the house. It's lighting and it goes year round here. So
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great. It creates a great vibe, like at night. I've just got like these on, and
it's
cool.
I knew we had something in common there, Johnny.
Now we know.
Yeah.
2 ships in a night.
That's right.
I did say ships.
3 coins in a fountain.
All right. So we're trying to get out of here. Is what we're trying to do.
Oh, okay. I came back to say goodbye.
Yes.
But we're gonna hang. We're gonna hang after. We're gonna hang.
Yeah.
I wanted to say though, what the question was, what was your least favorite Eddie stripe pattern? And for me, it's I don't know if there's a nickname for it. I'd like to call it the Good and Plenty, which is the purple one.
Oh yeah, the
Kramer.
The purple tape guitar.
The purple tape pacer.
Right.
The electrical tape pacer.
You're right.
82.
I'd agree.
1982.
Yeah, there's
1982.
I got it right there.
There's pictures.
Right
yeah,
there.
there's pictures of him jamming with Holdsworth with it be pre-tape.
Yep. Without the zebra pickup in it as well.
Right. And so. But speaking of tape, the way the light shines on the black and white Frankenstein, I still want to think that that's just electrical tape and not a peel job on a white guitar.
Not all of it, but all the thin stripes are tape.
Yes, but
yeah,
like especially like right up here where the horn is, that there's that one tape where he stops where it's broken.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It literally looks like he ripped the electrical tape and just smashed it down there. There's a way that the light shines off the guitar that it looks like that all the stripes are electrical tape for me. And maybe he like melted them on, or something. Or something.
A hair dryer.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wouldn't stay on the way it is over the red paint.
I know. I'd love to know just because of the way the light hits it for me. That's the tell for me that it makes it look like it is electrical tape, and then he literally just put electrical tape on that guitar, and it's not a paint job.
Well, I'd love to stay and listen to this argument, but I got to split.
Well, it was great meeting you face to face virtually, Jay.
You too, Ben.
Yeah.
Had a good time, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
All right.
All
right. Yeah, everybody. Great time all the time. Yes. All right, we're out of here. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us, literally. And we'll see you guys Friday, right? Although if you'd like to see us on Mondays and Wednesdays as well, it's just earlier. So let us know.
Johnny is petitioning for Mondays and Wednesdays early.
If you want to see me every day,
I'll watch from work.
All right. Caleb, great to see you again, man.
Thanks, guys. Always a pleasure.
David Nesdall.
Yo.
Jay.
Yeah.
Jay on delay.
I had to wait for the delay.
I don't know what the heck's going on. I got to reset my modem or something. Piece of crap.
Uh-oh. All right. And Ben, great to see you, man. And everybody, check out his channel. Link will be down below. Yes. So give him a subscribe. Give us all subscribes. I'll put everybody's channels down below. Everybody that has one. And all right. See you guys later. Steve, where are you? JohnnyBeane.tv. Good night. We should wait for him to just jump right in and I just end it. Where is he? Come on. All right, we got to go. All right, bye, everybody.